Hello everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Crystal. I am RaginCaucasian. Last time on Pokemon Crystal, we finally got our third gym badge. It was quite a one-sided battle against Whitney. As you can see, I only lost our Scyther, Bugsy, and that was because he got an unlucky miss at the very end, and we quickly finished him off with Quilava's Ember. But anyways, this time on Pokemon Crystal, we're going to do some serious progression here. We're going to get, hopefully, since I cleared the route before fighting the gym leader. Okay. So she's like, when I told my sister about the jiggly tree, she told me it's dangerous. If I beat Whitney, I wonder if she'll lend me her water bottle. That's a precursor to telling you that you can only get the Sudowoodo if you beat Whitney. It's kind of one of those, just like in the first area, or gym area, where the guy wouldn't let you pass unless you had the Violet City gym badge. This girl won't let you pass until you have the plain badge. So, you guys have already seen all that stuff up there, so I'm going to go heal, grab a couple Pokeballs, and I'll meet you guys up there by the Sudowoodo tree. One quick little tidbit before we go on, I forgot to show you guys this thing. Oh wait, is this the wrong guy? My bad. Wrong guy. It's this guy right here. This guy, if you remember, there was a guy back on Route, I think it's like 28 or whatever. He's standing by a berry tree on the way to Route 31. There we go. He's standing near a berry tree on Violet City. And so, yeah, he's a chubby guy that snoozes all the time. Oh. Well, anyways, what you do is he gives you a Sparrow. And you go to that route after catching Sudowoodo, and I'm just gonna go along the rest of the way here since there's really no reason to cut out this part. And so you go and talk to him. I think you get some berry. He trades you. You give him the Sparrow, and it has a male on it. So let's see. What do we want fighting here? Actually, what we're gonna do here? Here's my plan. We're gonna have Stake go, do some damage, put him to sleep, and then we're switching to Bugsy, use False Swipe so he gets down to 1 HP, and then we'll use some Great Balls on him. So anyways, it doesn't like the Squirt Bottle, and it attacks. And this is the introduction of one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation, Sudowoodo, which ironically, even though it's a tree, it's actually a rock type, which works into its gimmick that it's the mimic Pokemon. That all it does is supposed to mimic people, which is why it actually starts with the move mimic. So first here, Mean Look, useless. We're gonna put it to sleep, or try to put it to sleep. It does affect it. I don't know why it doesn't. Does it really not affect Sudowoodo? Uses mimic. And so what Mimic does is it takes the last move your enemy used, and it teaches it to that Sudowoodo. And that was probably awful that I just gave it Hypnosis. So actually, you know what, here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to go to Polyshore, because I want to get some quick damage on this now, since it can put all my Pokemon to sleep. It's going to use Flail. Flail is a gimmicky move as well, where the less HP you have, the more damage it will do. Now I don't want to kill Sudowoodo, so I'm going to go at it with a bubble. That was useless. As Flail starts doing more and more damage, I want to use a Hypnosis. Does it really not affect Sudowoodo? I don't know. Whatever. We're going to try a Water Gun here. I don't plan on capturing Sudowoodo or using it for my team. I was going to capture it just because it's like, well, I caught a one-only Pokemon in this game. Wow. That just has so much defenses. It's either has a lot of HP or I just am weak sauce at this point. But once I evolve, I'll have some powerful Pokemons on the team. Okay, we killed it. Oh well. So, not a big deal, but it did do some damage. So now this road, as you can see, leads to Violet City. This guy here, after you clear the tree, he's impressed. He gives us Rock Smash, which is TM08, which is actually kind of unfortunate, because that means that you can only teach it to one Pokemon. But oh well, I'll probably teach it to Sandshrew, and it's useful in the next town. It's not as useful in this game as others, But before we head this way, which is to Ekritik City, I'm going to go heal, and once again, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I went and healed in Violet City, because now it's the closest city to us except for Ekritik. So we can go up here. There's a place up here. It has apricorns. Black apricorns are useful. They're actually something you want to get, because they, if you go back to Kurt, and whatever it is, it's the town. Is my pack really full? Whatever, I don't need those anyway. But what the black apricorns do is when you take them to the second gym town, there's a guy named Kurt, and he'll make those into special Pokeballs, which all have special effects. And so what the black apricorns do is they make the heavy ball. And now what the heavy ball does, which is really useful, is it captures, or it increases the capture rate on Pokemon when they're heavier. Why, may you ask, this is useful? Because this game includes some of the heaviest legendaries, Lugia and Ho-Oh, that are in existence. Except actually, well, up until this point they're the heaviest, because obviously in the next, Lugia especially, I think Lugia is one of the heavier Pokemon. But of course in the later games you get like Kyogre and Groudon, where there's just solid mass, and I think Dialga and Palkia are pretty much heavier too, but up until this point, they were pretty much the heaviest Pokemon, which make Heavy Balls really useful against them. So we're just going to keep Fury Cutting these guys. There's only a couple trainers on the way to the city, and then we'll be in Ekritik, as I get sung to death. In Ekritik, there'll be lots to do. First off, the main thing that we're going to do is head to the dojo area. It's actually a dance studio, I think. But what you do is there's 5 girls there. They each have an evolution of the Eevee evolution line. And once you beat all of them, the director of the area, of the art place, I guess, he gives you Surf, which obviously will go to Polly Shore, because Polly Shore at Water Gun right now is kind of weak, but it will get a lot of big boost of power from Surf, which is the overall best water move in the game that these Pokemon, most Pokemon can learn, because it has 100 accuracy, and it I don't want to switch, I'll switch to Stick, I guess. And it has 90 base power, which makes it a very high-powered 100 accuracy move. Of course, there are moves that are better, like Hydro Pump in damage-wise, but for the most part, fuck, that's right. And it doesn't affect me, but I can do one thing, and I can put a curse on it. And so what Surf is, it's just really the overall best water move. So now it's a defense curl, which is going to be useless. Hurt by the curse. Oh, I want to skip through the rest of this battle. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I keep forgetting my rule that I'm going to skip through all the battles. But whatever. Let's run into this guy here. No? 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 We'll just talk to you. Alright. Of course I forgot Scyther was asleep, so I nearly lost all my health. And so now we're here in Ekritik City. We're going to go heal, but this is actually one of the Pokemon centers where something happens. Those of you that are good fans of the first generation might remember this guy. His name is Bill. He runs the lighthouse above Cerulean City, and he's also known as an Eevee fan. He had all the Eevee evolutions in the first game, and he has all of them in the second game. And what he does is he was working on the trading center upstairs, and what he is allowing you to do now is, now it's a feature that's exclusive to these two games, which it has the same effect as the transfer in the 4th gen games, but what it does is it allows you to trade Pokemon from the past, because technically the premise of this game is that it's like 10 years after Red, Blue, and Yellow, and so it allows you to trade with Pokemon from the past. So it's the only way to acquire the Kanto starters, the Kanto legendaries, select Kanto Pokemon. So it's really a useful tool. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't have just added all those Pokemon into these games anyways, like they do in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but whatever. Not my decision. It adds a unique collectability factor to the game, because now if you already had all 150 Pokemon, or 151 Pokemon in the first game, you can have all of them in the second game with relative ease. So anyway, I ran out of recording time there if you didn't notice. These are called the Kimono Girls. You always can challenge them, but never even left a scratch. He's talking about Silver. He came in, he couldn't beat these girls. I think that's what he's talking about anyways. So here we go. I'm going to move Polishore up here because that just doesn't feel right. But anyways, Bugsy is going to be useful in our next gym? No? Yes? I think it's useful. But whatever. I want to get all my Pokemon up to about Polyshore's level 23. Stake evolves at 22, which I'll then do the trading thing. I figured out how to do it. I'm not going to explain it to you guys. Complicated process. You guys can go look it up on YouTube if you want. I mean, it's not the most difficult thing in the world, but I'd rather just not explain it to you guys. And now I'm going to show the battle with the Kimono Girls just because it's more of a story plot thing. Also, along the lines of story, as I fight the red one, which is Flame, as described by its name, which makes Bugsy useless here. The Kimono Girls take a bigger role in 4th gen versions of this game, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They're actually the keepers of the bell that awakens your Pokemon's, or your version's bird. So obviously in Soul Silver they hold the bell, or they hold the crystal bell, I think, or something like that. They hold that, or the feather or something. They're the keepers of the legendaries in that game, so like you have to have their approval before you can capture Lugia, Ho-Oh, and Suicune. But of course everyone just says fuck Entei and whatever that Raikou, because they're useless. They don't have any story development. Even though I'd rather they made like Entei or Raikou the third whatever it's called, the special editions mascot. I would have rather made one of those two. I don't care much for Suicune. I think it's very bland. It's just another generic bulky water-type Pokemon with moderate psychic abilities. Bugsy grows level 20, so that's useful. But, okay, so that's one of the Kimono Girls. I'm going to lead with State for a while, because once he evolves, he'll be really good. And once he evolves, I'll probably go back to Goldenrod. I'll do it off-screen. But in Goldenrod I can get Thunderbolt for it. So obviously Thunderbolt's a good special move, and it helps take care of a Pokemon that moderately stalls me, which is water types. Oh good, I thought I was gonna be like, oh, here comes a water type, but whatever, it's Espeon. I could have left Bugsy in here either way. But does it have psychic abilities at this point? I don't know. We'll see. This is awfully early level for an Espeon, so it might not have... Oh, it has Confusion. Oh, that's not fair. It's got a rape stake. Oh, damn. Alright, well, we'll send Bugsy. Of course, Scyther was a really good Pokemon in 1st gen because it was the only Pokemon that could really deal with Alakazam. Because, of course, when they made the game, they were like, oh, well, Psychic Alakazam's really overpowered, but Ghost types can handle it, Gengar can handle it. And then we're like, oh, wait. We gave Gengar a poison subtype, which means that Alakazam's super effective against it. Oops, sorry bad. Alakazam, you can go rape everybody. So, that's basically what they did. And Special was 1 stat in 1st gen, so it basically made it so Alakazam had one of the best special defenses in the game, along with the best special attack in the game, which was totally unfair. But that's in the past now. Fighting the 3rd Kimono Girl. This girl probably has Vaporeon, I want to say. Nope, not even close. It has Umbreon. I think bugs are good against Umbreons too, or dark types. So we're going to leave Bugsy in here, see how Fury Cutter does. Either way, Bugsy has some good attack. And of course we miss, get hit by Tail Whip. Umbreon, I like Umbreon more than Espeon. Obviously, attack-wise and stuff like that, Espeon's much better. But Umbreon, I just like the design of it. I think it's a cool design. It's only useful for one thing though, which is Pursuit attacking. Which Pursuit, if you go second and you get hit for damage, and you go second, it doubles Pursuit's power, I believe. I think that's the gimmick behind Pursuit. So that makes Umbreon's usually slow. I usually, for in-game purposes, I don't run with Umbreon too often, but I did one time I ran with Umbreon, and I had an Iron Tail on it, because then it made it one of the slowest Pokemon in the game, so it always got that second Pursuit. So it's powerful if you can get that pursuit bonus. But as I finish it off with Fury Cutter, Bugsy's growing levels pretty fast. It's just really strong, so it's a good in-game sweeper. She doesn't have any Pokemon left. Who knew? Well, I'm going to skip through these last Kimono girls just because I don't want to run too long. So, well, that Jolteon did a number on me. But anyways, we beat those two girls, so not only are the Kimonos girls, they're also still the Pokemon. I always challenge them, but I never left a scratch. The way you battled, it was like watching a dance. It was a rare treat to see. I want you to have this, don't worry, take it. And he gives us HMO3, which contains Surf. So that's useful. You can swim across water after we get the 4th Ekritique badge. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to heal real quick. And so next time on Pokemon Crystal, we're going to make our way into the Ekritique Bell Tower, as I don't heal. But anyways, next time, Ekritique Bell Tower. Might be a rival battle. Probably. Might get started on the Ekritique Gym. We'll see you then.